The reason why it's so hard to overcome depersonalization realization is because the symptoms are there because your nervous system and body are in a trauma response. Okay? Depersonalization realization are not a symptom of anxiety. They never have been and they never will be. That's because depersonalization realization do not kick in until your nervous system is overwhelmed, until you feel trapped, like you can't escape. For me, they initially showed up whenever I had a bad marijuana experience in 2008. And it was the moment that I was crying out for my friends to call an ambulance and they wouldn't do it. I was pacing back and forth, trying to calm myself down. That didn't work. I tried to get, some co-regulation from my friends. That didn't work. And I felt like I couldn't escape. And all of a sudden I started to feel like I was watching myself from outside of my body. Everything felt fake and dreamlike. Time felt super distorted and weird, right? I had struggled with anxiety for many, many years before that. I mean, technically in total, I struggled with anxiety for 15 years. But even experientially, you'll find that once you reach a trauma state, the symptoms are far more severe than anxiety symptoms. Not trying to minimize anxiety. Anxiety is absolutely terrible and it's debilitating. But once your nervous system reaches the freeze response, your nervous system is literally preparing as if you're dying, right? And think about how severe the symptoms need to be to help dissociate you or numb you if you were dying. That's why you feel like death. Also, to make matters worse, whenever you enter a trauma state, there's a part of the brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex that shuts down. This is the timekeeper of the brain. And so your ability to see an end to your suffering is compromised whenever you're in this state. That's why the symptoms feel permanent. So it's one thing if you're going through hell, but you know that there's an end point. But whenever you're going through hell and you don't even see an end to it, it's so debilitating. It was for me whenever I went through the symptoms, and it obviously is for my clients that I work with every single day. But here's the good news. We can fix this, but it's not going to be done through random positive activities. It's not going to be done through acceptance or distraction or all these mind-based techniques. Trauma, which is what's causing depersonalization realization, is a body that is constantly preparing for a threat that never comes. And so what we need to do is we need to do things that are specific to communicating safety to the brain, body, and nervous system. I teach my clients 5 foundations of safety. I would love to say that there was just one thing that you can do to make this go away, or even a couple things, but your nervous system is very convinced that you're dying, and we need to be doing things that are sending massive signals of safety. And those 5 foundations are self-regulation, releasing the tension, adrenaline, emotion from the body, co-regulation, communicating safety through relationship, exposure, getting the right information, and lifestyle adjustments, healthy lifestyle adjustments.